Who is new? I know we have lots of new people. When you log in into your Podia account, it looks probably overwhelming and scary. Don't get scared. It's all doable. Actually, not all of it is necessary for study, and each file is marked what's required for study, what you will actually need, and what is optional. First, you'll see all that is needed. You start in order. You'll see first video recording of live presentation, and also at the very end of the files, you'll find more recordings of live presentations. And those journeys are very different. So at some point when you'll have time, do those too. But if you are here just for the reason to learn how to do shamanic journey and soul retrieval, really that live or a recorded presentation will give you everything you need. Then you'll find a section with written scripts. You can start practicing, just print them out, start practicing. Through the practice, you will adapt it to what you do. There is a manual. You can just save it on your computer, and this way it will be easier to access it without logging into Podia. Manual is not very long. I believe it's like 56 pages. There is no fluff, no fillers. Very, very clear. I want to say you're very lucky that you found me, because I don't feel the language. I don't have enough vocabulary in English. It's not my native language, so I don't feel with the needed words my speech. I don't use this new age zombified lingo to make people confused. You probably heard me speaking before. My speech is pretty clean, and I'm very straightforward. I'm not confusing people. Shamanism is very primitive practice. There is not that much theory. What is important is the actual practice. Practice the practice. So you become that what you need to. You become that shaman. You become that healer. You're not just memorizing the theory and trying to replicate the task. You have to become that. This is where the most effort is required. Memorizing the theory, it's not going to give you much, but in the way I do it, it's pretty condensed. There is not much to memorize. With the files, you watch the first presentation, you read the manual. The two, you don't need to memorize, you just read once. Things will be clear. You find the section with scripts, print those out for your practice. And after that, all the videos and audio recordings, that is for you to practice. You're not just watching them. This is trance work, hypnosis, and meditation. You're not just observing it. This is for you to experience, so you can heal yourself, so you can feel it, you can live through that transformation, and only then you'll be able to guide through the same sort of transformation your clients, people that you're going to be helping. So don't skimp on those. There are some are kind of light, and some may be triggering emotions. So don't do a bunch of them at the same time. One a day, maybe give yourself a space, few days or even week, and then do next one. This way your subconscious mind will have time to actually process whatever change you trigger. And then maybe eventually you may want to go back to some of them. There is also a section with practices for daily maintenance of your energy. You cannot give anything to other people if you don't take care of yourself. In our field, if I to simplify what's happening when you work with people, they come start hungry and hurt, and you're all sweet. Your energy is pure, clean, and sweet, ready to be consumed because you take care of yourself daily. And they come and eat of you, literally. If you don't take care of yourself daily, there will be nothing left of you. Look around. If you are a healer and you interact with lots of healers, you can see right away who takes care of themselves, who's not. People talk about enlightenment now as though it's something very elusive. You live in the realm of physicality, of material world, and becoming light being. No, the science of enlightenment is that all areas of your life become harmonious. It's very easy to monitor. Your health, first of all, should get better, physical health. If it gets worse, you're doing something wrong. Your mental, emotional state should get balanced. If you feel like you're losing it, and people say, oh, enlightenment often look like mental disease. No, you're not getting enlightened. The opposite. If it gets worse, you should feel better. Then your relationships should improve. You might get much more bigger. Your social circle may become more condensed, but the quality of your relationship should improve. If things get worse, you're doing something wrong. And then, very easy way to monitor your progress. What's going on with your finances? Are you able to pay your bills? You're able to cover your needs. If not, you're doing something wrong. Don't even think that you've been on enlightenment path. If you cannot cover those basic prime needs, there is no question about your soul evolution. This is the first base you need to improve. And once everything gets harmonious, you can give to people much more. And if you focus on that, I'm just going to love myself and give myself away. I don't want to see a post on the Facebook that you're gone, you're crossed over because nothing is left of you. What I was trying to say, all these practices in the course, this is for you to do. And you also start journal your progress. Easy way to monitor your progress now, relationships, health, level of well-being. Not saying you're going to be all happy and peachy every day. This is not real. It's never going to be like this. But overall sense of well-being and contentment will grow. So monitor everything. What's going on? If you're not really into big detailed journaling, get a calendar where the big squares, when you open it in whole months on one page. In dollar store, you can get those big squares. Just jot. I start doing grounding from this day. Or I implemented now cleansing light into every day. I started doing this, or I did that journey, or I went into the Hades realm, or I did death ritual on that day. If you have a specific intent for this practice, write that too. This way, months, 2, 3 passed, things start to change in your life. And we as humans tend to think life happened to us. Somebody did it to us. But here, everything's recorded. You can go back in your calendar or journal. No, I planned for it. This is what I wanted. I was working on it. And this way, you don't brush off the amount of power and control you have over your life. I've set this goal. I did that to achieve this. In a few months, that happened. You need 3, 4 instances when you can prove to yourself, document it, not your thought, because then you're not going to trust it. It's my imagination. I made it up. But if you wrote it, it's real. It's documented. So now you can go back a few months and see, I started doing this. This change appeared in my life. I started doing this practice. This is how my health improved in a few months. That's why journaling, or at least making little notes in a calendar, is very, very important. You might not be doing it forever, but at least at first, when you just start implementing those practices in your life, transformation can be measured. It would be nice to have it recorded. And then also when you working with other people and trying to figure out your own protocols, now you have something to rely on. This is not something that you read in a book or not something crazy woman from Siberia told you. This is something that you experienced and lived through. This is real. Then you can have all your notes and turn it into some protocol or a manual or a self-help book or a coaching program.